So that day, Larry introduced me to everybody when I first got there. And believe me, it was unnerving. I was a wreck. I didn't know what to expect. I got all these guys staring at me. I am the only woman in that building. I was probably the only woman on that show at that time. I mean, there was just no other women there. And it was like, oh my God, being stared at and whispered about. And so, the guys went on to work. I was supposed to watch and learn, not really lift anything. So I'm trying to organize stuff, kind of keep things cleaned up as they're working. And you could hear talking, but I was such a wreck, I didn't even know what was being said. And the talk got louder and louder, and there was laughing, and there was, oohs and all this other stuff. And I guess Larry caught wind of what was being said. Next thing I know, Larry is booming his voice across this booth, because it was a big booth, and he told them all to gather around. They gathered around, and Larry made it very clear who I was, why I was there, and what wasn't going to be said or done. And by the time he got done, it took less than 5 minutes, you could have heard a pin drop on that booth. He told them all to go back to work. That's what they did. And the rest of the day was just tools going. And I'm doing whatever, trying to stay busy and watching, trying to learn what they're doing. So this booth was, Anheuser-Busch would have huge booths at the time, because they literally were serving alcohol during these shows, and they had huge bars and all this stuff. And so this booth was a double-decker. It was just heavy and just ginormous. So we had riggers there to help pick up these steel beams, the big ones, to go up, and the carpenter millwrights would, bolt them together and stuff. So it was after lunch. And there was a guy who had to pick up a beam, and he was by himself. He didn't have a partner. So I just kind of walked over and told him I'd help him. And so we picked the beam up, took it to where it had to go, and handed it to the guys on the ladder, and they took it up the rest of the way. And at that moment, something shifted. There was a shift on the booth.